So, good evening, everyone. Just I want to check that my voice is audible and screen are visible to you. I want to check that my voice is audible and screen are visible to you. Thank you very much. So, yesterday we have started to write grocery inventory management system for purpose to store grocery items using arrays, allow adding items, filter items by category, store items by price, and calculate total value. And these all operation we are going to implement using lambda expression. And for that purpose, the first one I created one class. That class name is a grocery item. This class is a purpose to handle a data. Within that class, we have some private members. That private members is a name of item, price, quantity, and category. After that, to initialize these items, we create one constructor. That constructor purpose is what? To initialize an instance variable, we are create a constructor. And when we are create a constructor, that means what? It's invoke. When we are create object, so that all constructor value to assign a object. After that, to get a very private variable value, we are write getters method. To get private variable value, we are write getter method. And to show object values, we are write a toString method. To show object values, we are write a toString method. So that toString method, it's a override. That's mean what? It's already available within a parent class, right? So that toString method available in a root class of Java, that class name is object. So within that object, we have a toString method, and these toString method we are override within our grocery item. So within a Java, each and every class implicitly inherited. That means it's have a one parent class. That parent class name is object. If you are not write these things also, so it's a implicitly parent class is object for each and every Java classes. So here we are write a grocery item class for handle a data, and it's a Pojo class. We are learn that things what means a Pojo class. After writing the data class, I'm write one another class for inventory management. That's a grocery system. Within that grocery system, I have one interface. That interface name is inventory management manager. So what is the purpose of this inventory manager? To add item within a grocery system, to list out item from a grocery system. So that's the purpose of inventory manager interface. For that, implement that things, we are create a two abstract method there. One is add item, which holding a argument grocery item object. After that, we have one another abstract method that name is get all items. That get all items return the grocery item array. After that, whatever things we are write, that things we are that means we are perform operation using lambda. And to perform operation using lambda, we required one functional interface annotation. That's a purpose. That means a functional interface is an interface with only one abstract method. That's idle for use with lambda expression. So that's why when we are use that annotation. That's why when we are create interface, we are use only one abstract method there. So here we are create interface for item filter, and that holding a filter items a method. That method return array of object grocery item, and that method holding the array of object grocery items. After that, to sort these items, we required one another interface. So that's why item sorter interface I created there. Within that interface, we have one another method, abstract method, sort items. It's a return array of grocery item, and it's holding the object of array grocery item. After that, we need to calculate a total value. To calculate total value, I created one another interface, that is a value creator calculator. Within that interface, I have one method. That method name is what? Calculate total value. And these method holding one parameter, that's a grocery item array object, and it's a return a double value. That means that's sum. So we are right yesterday that things we are avoiding collection framework because we are not learn that things right now. So that's why we are avoiding collection framework, and instead collection framework we are going to develop that inventory manager using array. But when we are use array instead of collection framework, we need to write lots of code. So is any question regarding this structure? Okay. So I hope that structure are clear. Vector is from collection framework. That's why we are avoiding vectors, array list, computator, predictor, that all things we are avoid. Is any other question? Tanish, if you are aware about collection framework, then you can develop that things using array list and vector. No, not required vectors. You can directly create these implementation using array list. So let's continue. So we need to create a lambda. Let's see how we can create a lambda. Before create a lambda, we require to add items, because that all operations which we are going to write here, that's a user object values. And for that reason, we require to implement a first inventory manager. To implement inventory manager, I'm going to create one another class, and look here how I can create that another class. That's a class. It's a concrete class. That class name is inventory. That class implements one interface, and that interface name is inventory manager. But inventory manager we are write within one class. That class name is a grocery system. So that's why before invoke inventory manager, before implement inventory manager, I just write grocery system dot inventory manager. So we are achieve that absolute path of inventory manager. Once we are write these things, we need to implement unimplemented method. And for that reason, I'm going to write implement a method. That method is name is add item, and second method is get all items. So that method we need to implement. So let's see how we can write these logic. So here, to implement these methods, we required one object, that object from a grocery item. So that's our grocery item. So I'm going to create one object of grocery item because we need to perform a operation to add item and get all items. So that's why I'm going to create one private member. That's a private grocery item. And I want to store multiple items. So that's why I'm use array. It's items equal to allocate a memory using new keyword. That's for grocery item. It's a constructor calling. And this constructor grocery item, how much size we need to define that array. That array is holding 100 values. So that's the size of array. So once we are declare that array items, then then I need to provide a count. That's a iterate as a iterating variable. So that's why that's an integer, but I want it private. Private integer. It's a count and initialize with a 0. Once we are right that instance variables and instance array object, then we need to implement the abstract method, that is a add item. It's holding one parameter, that's object of grocery item. So here I'm going to use if that count is less than items dot length. If it is less than items dot length, then I want to perform operation. That operation is what? Items count. It's increase by 1 equal to item. So we are going to add that item within our array. So that's logic I'm right there. Once we are added that all items within our array, then we need to write a second method. That's the second method is what? To get all items. So to get all items, we need to copy array. Why we require to copy array? Uh, to make our program efficient and to demonstrate array only logic. For that reason, we are create one another object. We are going to create one another object that is a that's useful for copy array. So that's why within our method, and create one array for grocery item. And name it result. Allocate a memory with the size. That's grocery item. And size I define its a count. Okay, array was created. After that, I just want to copy one array to another array. For that reason, I use a for loop. For loop. Iterating variable is I. I is less than count. And after that, I increment that I within a for loop. I just I use array object name of index. I want to assign value. I want to assign value. That value is from items, right? So that's items, items of I. So that things we are stored within our new array. And after that, we just return a result. That array object we are return. So that things I'm right to add item within array and return item. That means get all items from an array. So that things I'm right here. Once I'm implemented that all abstract methods, I want to switch into main method. Now it's a time to write a lambda. So within our main method, first thing is first, I need to create inventory object and add all items within that inventory object. So it's a inventory. It's a inventory class. Object name is inventory. We required a new memory for that object, and it's initialized with a default constructor. Okay. So current inventory value is none. Once we are create object, now using that object, I'm going to add items within our object. That's dot add item, and that add item holding one new object, right? So new, that's object name is a grocery sys item. Grocery item, and here the first item is apple. It's price is 100. Its quantity is a 10, and it's a category. It's a fruit, right? So it's a fruit. Okay. So I create. Sorry. So I added an item within an inventory object. So let's add some another items. So I'm going to write these things in a multiple time. Okay. Just change the values after add. It's milk. The price is 30, 60, sorry, 60. Uh, 5 packets available, and it's a dairy product, right? So it's a dairy product. After that, we have one another item. That's bread. Bread. The price is 30, and number of items is 9. And it's not fruit; it's a bakery product. So it's a bakery product. After that, we have one another item. Let's write it banana. Price is 40. items is 12, and it's a fruit, right? So using invoke that add may item, we are added items within our object. Within our object. Once we are added item within our object, then let's show that items. So for that reason, I need to create array. So it's a array from grocery item. Grocery item. It's a array, and that array holding the all items from our object dot get all items. So it's holding that all items. Now, once we are holding that all items within all items, so it will be display. To display that things, we need to write. Um, we need to write one for loop to iterate over a loop, iterate over array. So here, okay, we will write this later, that for loop. First, we can write a lambda. So what's our first lambda? It's a item filter, right? It's a item filter. So I just copy that. It's a filter item. It's a filter item. So that things I need to implement here. That's a lambda. That's a lambda we are used to filter our items. So it's from item filter, and the object name is which category we need to filter. There are two fruits we are added, right? So let's filter a fruit. So it's a fruit filter, and it's a lambda, and that's holding one object that is items. That's the items, right? So items it's holding as a parameter. After that, the arrow symbol, and after arrow symbol, we require to write multiple blocks. So that's why curly bracket open, curly bracket close. After curly bracket close, semicolon is required. So within that filtration using lambda, we need to write a logic to filter items. So here we require one iterating variable, that's name is a count, and it's initialized with a 0. Once it's initialized with a 0, uh, let's write one loop to iterate over object. That loop we are use array. So for that reason, we can use here for each loop. So grocery, grocery item, and it's iterate over items. It's iterate over items. That's our for loop. Hmm? Within that for loop, we are use one condition that item is not equal to null, and item is uh, item category we require. Otherwise, it's not possible to filter that things using fruits only, right? So that's why I invoke one method. That method is get category. So using that, we can get the category of these item, and that things most of things it's a uppercase or lowercase because it's a string. So for that reason, we need to use a case ignores. So I'm use one method equals ignore case, and that case is what? It's a fruit. So I just copy that fruit, paste. Okay. Once that condition are satisfied, then I need to increment my variable, that's count, by 1. Okay. Okay. So we get, it's a for loop arranged here. If arranged here. And for arranged here. Okay. Once the for are end here, after that for, I need to filter, right? I just check that item is given category or not. And if it is a given category, then we are increment a count. Now we need to filter, and to filter that items, uh, I'm going to create one logic that create an array, and within that array, I need to store results. So for that reason, within our lambda, I need to create one array of grocery item. It's array of grocery item, and its name is the result, and it's initialized with a new keyword, grocery item, and the size of this grocery item is a count, because we already checked the count, right? Okay. So once we are create a array to store new values, after that I require the index. So that's why I need to initialize one variable. That variable name is index, and it's initialized from 0. After that, to iterate over that items, I need one for each loop. So it's a grocery item. It's iterate over items, iterate over that items. So that for end here. Okay. So here, I just want to check that item is not null, and of course we need to check that things again, that equal ignore case for fruit purpose, right? So here I'm going to use that if, and within that if, I need to make an increment of element of result. So that's why result, and where we need to place that element within a specific index. So index, it's increment by 1 equal to item. So we are placing values within our new array. We are placing values within our new array. And after that, we need to return result, because that lambda have a return type, and that return type is arrays of grocery item. Check here, arrays of grocery item. So we need to return, right? So after end of for, I just write return statement, and what we need to return, it's a result. The result we are going to return. Okay. So our first item filter are completed here. So I can use uh, lambda for item filter by category. Okay. So our first lambda is completed. Once we are completed our first lambda, your main event. Now let's create second lambda to sort items, right? But before sort items, we need to print that filter items. So that's why after ending our lambda, I just use one statement for acknowledgement. That's filter items by fruit. It's a filter items by fruit, and we need to invoke that method. But that filter items we are stored within a object, right? So that's array object. So we need to iterate over that array object. So that's why I'm using for each loop. That's for grocery item. It's a item, and it's iterate over fruit filter fruit filter method. Sorry, um, fruit filter. It's object of our lambda dot. What's the method name? Filter items. Method name is a filter items, and we are filter all items. That's all items we are filter. So that's why I'm not printed these things here. Okay, so it's done. No, it's not done. We need to print iterate over that object, right? So curly bracket open, curly bracket close. Within that curly bracket, we need to print what I need to print items, right? But that item is what? Fruit item. That is a item. Okay, that's the iterating variable. Okay, so our first lambda are completed here. Our first lambda are completed here. After that, let's create a second lambda. What's the second lambda? Let's check. What is for sorting item? So we can sort in ascending order. So for that reason, I'm going to write a comment. It's a lambda for what? Item sorter. Item sorter. That's lambda, and we need to implement that lambda, right? So we need to sort, and for sorting, we can use a price. So we can sort items by price in ascending order. So that's item sort, item sorter. Item sorter object name is a price sorter. Price sort, its object name, and let's check. We have method that return array, and it's holding the array object as a parameter. Okay, and method name is sort items. Okay, no problem. So here we have one parameter that is the items. That's object. After that arrow symbol, and after arrow symbol curly bracket open and close semicolon, because we need to write multiple statements. So here we need to sort. And after sort, we can store that sorted item within a new array. So that's why I need to create one array here. It's a grocery item array. That name is sorted. Name is a sorted equal to new grocery item. Grocery item. And we need to fix the size of array. So that's why I'm using items dot length. So here I'm created a one array object. Once we are to create array object, after that we need to count that items, right? So for that reason, to iterate over items, I create one for loop. Its iterating variable is I, is initialized with a 0. That I is less than item length. Items dot length. Items dot length. And I want to increment it within that for loop. Within that for loop, I need to add sorted of I is equal to items of I. Okay. So here we are write a loop to copy our array. So that for is ended here. After that, now we need to create a logic to sort our array. Now we have one field array. That array name is sorted, and we need to implement logic to sorted this array. So let's use one for loop. For iterating variable I equal to initialize with 0. I less than that sorted object dot length, and uh, we need to reach till last index, right? So length minus 1. And after that, I increment that value of I. Value right open and close. It's end for is there. For is end there. So within that for loop, we are going to make a switching array elements. So let's create one temporary variable. That's object of grocery item. Its name is a temp. No, I'm going to implement a raw structure to betterly understand collection framework, which we have a next topic. So using that things you are understand how that collection framework are built. So that all features I'm going to write here by Lambda. Okay, so what I write here, what I write. Okay, so I need to switch items, right? So for that reason, uh, I use one condition first. If that sorted of I, sorted of I, we required sorted. We need to apply for what? For price, right? So we need to get price. So dot get what we require price. Once we are get a price, hmm, we need to check it's than greater than what's we need to check greater than. Okay. So here we are checking two values, right? And for that reason, I need to use a nested loop. So here I'm going to use a nested loop. The next loop is a for in iterating variable is a j. Okay. And it's a j is equal to I plus 1. And after that, we need to make a condition j is less than sorted dot length. And j plus plus. So let's use a comment. It's inner for, and that's a outer for. That's the outer for. So here, I want to check a condition. That condition is sorted of I dot get price is greater than sorted of j of get price. So sorted of j dot get price. Okay. Once I write this condition, within that if statement, I need to implement switching logic. That's a grocery item. That's a temporary object, and it's holding sorted of I. It's holding sorted of I. After that, it's a simple switching logic. That means we are switching two values from one array to another. That means from one variable to another. So sorted of I is equal to sorted of j. Once we are switched that value, then that sorted j is empty. So let's allocate one new value for sorted j. Sorted j is equal to 10. Okay. So we are create one temporary variable and holding that temporary variable with the sorted I. After that, that sorted I is initialized with the sorted j. After that sorted j is empty, then a sorted j is initialized with the temp. So we are switch a value. And after that, we need to return something, right? Let's say grocery item object. So array we need to return. So after outer loop, I'm going to return. What's my result? It's a sorted. That's the return. So that second lambda we are completed here. Now let's print that sorted value. So print that sorted value. I just acknowledge user first. Items we are going to sorted. Sorted items, and we need to invoke that lambda method. Sorry, interface method using lambda. So it's a return sorted object, right? So we need to iterate over sorted object. So to iterate over sorted object, for each loop we are going to use here. For each grocery item, it's a iterate over the return of a price sorter, price sort dot sort items, and we are iterate over that object which are written by sort items, and after that we need to iterate over that sorted item. Sys out, what we need to print? Item. It's a sorted item, right? Let's make some comment. That's a sorted, in ascending order. Okay. So once we are sorted in ascending order, then let's check what's the next thing. Next thing, it's a value calculator. So I just copy that interface name. Now I need to create one another lambda for that value calculator. Lambda for value calculator. And here I just simply create an object. That's a total value. It's holding one parameter, that's object, that's items. And arrow, curly bracket open, close, semicolon, and after semicolon, we need to write the logic to calculate a total value. So we need one variable that initialize with a 0. So name is a total, initialize with 0. It's a type of double. After that, I want to iterate over that items, right? So for it's a grocery item, iterate over grocery item. Grocery item, iterate over items. And from that iteration, I just want to check that item is not null. So if item is not equal to null, then I want to perform the operation or to calculate total. Total plus equal to what's the total? It's get price and get quantity. Okay. So if is end here or is end here, and after end for we are end our lambda, and once we are ended lambda, I need to print that total. Please out. Total inventory value. It's in rupees, right? So rupees. Total value dot what's our method name? Calculate total value, and it's holding all items. Done. So Oh, we are missed something. Add return statement. Let's check. Let's say it's a double. Okay. So that double value we can return here. Okay, let's check output. So we are added items here. After that sorted item. And after that total value is 2050. Okay. So I'm going to share that code with you. Check it. So is any another question regarding last assignment? Why it's not posted? Oh, I thought my screen are again blank. Okay, no problem. It's visible. Okay, is any another question from last assignment? I just check. I just want to check that my voice is audible and screen is visible to you. Okay, thank you very much. So let's switch on our next topic. That next topic is exception handling. So for that reason, I just create a new file, or maybe I have already created. I just need to open where it is exception handling. Okay. Okay, then we have one question that how we can handle adding and removing. We are not removing any items. Just we are copying that items from one array to another array. And to adding items, look here. For that, it's a mini project. It's like mini project. And that mini project aim is what? To add items. And the items have a different types of collections. Items have a different types of collection. That means item name is there, item price is there, item quantity is there, item what's its category is there. So to store that things, we required one object. What? To store that things, we required one object. So that's why we are create one interface, that's the inventory manager, and within that inventory manager create one method to add item. And that add item holding one object of grocery item. So here we create one method sorry, we are implemented that abstract method to add item. How we can add item? Look here, I initialize a count with a 0. I create one object of grocery item array, and its size is 100. Size is 100. After that, I just use a count is less than items dot length. What's the item here? It's a array object. That size is 100. So within that array, we need to insert the item. That means one by one item we need to insert within that array. So using that way, we are added items within our object. So here, when we are added object, look here, It's inventory. It's object of inventory. It's holding the array of grocery items. Array of grocery item. To string here where it's used. Look here. Uh, Here two string are used. That means if you are going to print that your all items, then it will be print the value of name, price, quantity, category. That are, all values are printed there. So here when we are sort items, that two string are used here. That two string are apply here. So when you are call that your object, that object holding that all values. So directly to string we are not use. If you are printed a object directly using system.out.println, then it's a directly use a to string. Yes, to string we no need to invoke. Look here. Um, the methods from object a class. Object class is what? It's a root class. That root class is a parent class of each and every class of Java. If we are not inherit that grocery item with any class, then also it's inherited by root class. So toString method we are not invoke here, because whenever we are use object, it's invoke toString method that's holding all values of object. So if you want to print that values, you just print system.out.println all items, and it will be printed that values of items. So that's why toString we are use. That means it's a provide values for our object. So it's a return object array. Sorry, object. It's a return object with the values. That values. Okay. Is any other question? Yes, instead Lambda you can use directly implement a method, but maximum time when we are develop any application within IT industry, most of time we are use a Lambda. It's a more conscious way to write a program. So from now, if you are practice that things, then it's a better for you. Okay. So before move, I'm given one question regarding same Lambda. Okay. So if you are solve this question without any help, then it's well and good for you. Okay. So what's the question? I have some question list. So just I'm going to open that question list. Huh? So from that question list, I'm going to give you a question. What's the question? Okay. Okay. I just alter that program. Huh? So here I'm going to write that question. Okay. That's a scenario. Look here. That's a scenario, but you can solve that question using lambda. So think about it where you can use a lambda. So same thing I'm going to post here. That's a question. That's a simple question that only for implement interface. But do not implement simple interface. Let's use a lambda and think about that where you can use a lambda within that program. So I'm waiting for your responses, and after complete these responses, we will start new topic. But look here, think about the question. First, read a question. That question is for simple interfaces, but do not use a simple interface. Let's make it lambda. Yes, that's correct. What's your name? Aditya. Look here, we can solve that things with multiple ways, and everyone mind is different, right? How I can solve it's maybe you can solve more than better because every mind is different, every thinking capability is different. So let's think about it and create your own program using lambda. So let's think about where you can use lambda. So Aditya are going to use lambda for instead implementing classes. He can use a lambda. Okay, that's good. Is any another way? Yes, I want input from you. That means I want to check how you can think to solve that problem statement. This condition is what? You need to use lambda. So how many ways are there to use a lambda? Okay, I'm waiting here to your responses. So within that waiting time, I'm available here just off my mic. Students, there are one important schedule update. That update is what our online classes timing for next 3 days. That means Friday, Saturday, and for Monday will be rescheduled. Instead 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. We will meet 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. It's only for Friday, Saturday, and Monday. Hello everyone. Is my voice is audible? Okay. So there are one important update. I'm going to post that update on our WhatsApp group also. Don't worry. But I want to say here that for next 3 days we have a reschedule. Instead 6 p.m. we will going to meet on 8 a.m. That's only for Friday, Saturday, and Monday. Only for coming Friday, Saturday, and Monday. Same message I will post on our WhatsApp group. 8 a.m. Okay. It's coming. It's only for 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Monday. That's 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Our meeting link is not changed. It's the same. With the same meeting link, you can join on a different time. Instead 6 p.m., you can join on 8 a.m. So it's not 10 p.m. It's my mistake. I'm going to edit that message. It's a AM. It's a AM. Yes, there are one WhatsApp group, Jamadar. Why you are not joined that WhatsApp group? We have any admin? Students, is any admin from you? Is it possible to add Jamadar on our WhatsApp group? Okay, wait. I'm going to provide link here. What's WhatsApp? Just wait. I'm going to provide link here. Just wait. Stop sharing. It's what's the name? MPVPI. What means MPVPI? Is it a institute name? MPVPI. Oh, so that group only for Nanded Engineering College. Okay, I will ask. Okay, so I will ask to Kanle sir to create one common group for everyone. Okay. So current which group I have currently, it's only for MPVPI. But everyone, परत एकदा मी मराठीत सांगतोय. उद्या म्हणजे शुक्रवारी, शनिवारी आणि सोमवारी आपला क्लास हा सकाळी 8 वाजता असेल. लिंक सेम असेल. लिंक कुठलीही चेंज होणार नाहीये. फक्त संध्याकाळी 6 ऐवजी क्लास सकाळी 8 ते 10 असेल. फक्त येत्या 3 दिवसासाठी. 3 दिवसानंतर परत एकदा आपण आपल्या रेग्युलर शेड्यूलला स्विच होणार आहोत. म्हणजे मंगळवारपासून आपण स्विच होणार आहोत संध्याकाळी 6 ते 8. I want one acknowledgement that everyone have a laptop and desktop. That means maximum students have a laptop and desktop. Uh, what's the Jamadar and Rohit Tamkane and Jamadar? Please don't use AI. If you're AI, use AI, then you are lost your brain. आणि आपल्याला काम इथून पुढे मिळणार आहे आपल्या स्किलवर. Okay, that's good. What's your name? Uh, Sukanya Wag. That's good. Good try. You write your own code. What's your name? Sushant. If you create payable interface and that interface from a functional interface, then it's a mandatory to use to create a lambda. Without interface, there it's hard to create a lambda. So Sushant, in our case, it's a required things to use payable. Or you can use any other name if you don't want to use a name payable, then you can use other name. Bank transfer payment. Okay, you are used two functional interfaces. Okay, that's good. Yes, it's an example of loose coupling. Whenever we are use a interface, that's an example of loose coupling. When we are use classes with inheritance, then it's an example of tight coupling. Yes, Sushant, I'm told that things it's a good try. Look here, to a conversion between air pressure, that's your logic. That means how you can convert. Is that conversion is required or not? I just show you there how to create abstract class, abstract method, and how to implement that abstract method. Tanish, are you understand what I say? Yes. Arundhati, that's good try. You write your own code with your own logic. That's good. What's your name? Shreya. Shreya Tonpe. Look, Shreya, when we are create Lambda, that's a good practice when we are use functional interface. Because the Lambda function, it's only single function within one interface. So when you want to create a Lambda, there are good practice. You can use functional interface. Of course, without functional interface also it is possible to create a Lambda, but it's a recommended approach to use functional interface. Please update your program, Shreya. Shreya Tonpe, please update your program. What's your name? It's Shreya. Shreya. Shreya from Savory. Shreya, where you are use Lambda? That means I can't identify Lambda is there. Please update your program, Shreya. Shreya from Savory. Tanvi, just like our grocery management system, we are implement the real-time scenario for grocery inventory. So like that, you can start from inventory management and then thereafter you can switch to more advanced program to create a different modules and make that modules a single window using microservices. Yes, my screen are not visible there because I stopped that sharing. I'm reviewing your codes. So that's why sharing is stopped there. Aryan, Pragati Kore. Okay, that's good, Aryan. Sushant, we will end our meeting after a review all codes. I still waiting your codes. Of course, your codes are already done. Gayatri, I was check that notes are open on mobile also. Did you join this meeting from mobile, Gayatri? Okay. So is it possible to you share your mobile screen? So I will help you. So Gayatri, please share your screen. Okay, students who are complete that assignment, they can leave. Tomorrow we have a meeting on morning with the same link at morning 8 a.m. Attendance is done. Right. So students, I'm going to end this meeting here. Uh, Pranita from Savory, please accept my request. So students, see you tomorrow morning on 8 a.m. So I'm going to end this meeting here. Thank you very much to attending today's class. Tomorrow morning we will start a new topic, that's the exception handling. So I'm going to end this meeting here.